Crash Notes. Writer-director Paul Haggis. Paul Haggis was best known for his work on television before he wrote his Oscar-nominated screenplay for Clint Eastwood's Oscar-winning $1 Million Baby. Crash in his feature film debut as director, and has proven astonishingly successful. Made and first released in 2004, it won the Best Film Award at the 2006 Academy Awards. The film is, in the words of the producer Kathy Scullman, a passion piece, intending to be truthful and honest. As she says, it weaves different stories about a living in awe in different tones: tragedy, comedy, heartbreak, redemption. More of a fable or morality play than a realistic slice of life. It takes 36 hours in the life of Los Angeles and follows the stories of a number of characters, tracing what happens when they collide with strangers. Coincidences abound, but since the purpose of the film is, in part, to show the connectedness of people, this is more of a plot void and something to criticize, though many have. One of the underlying structural concepts of the film is the setting up of situations only to overturn expectations later. These perspective shifts help to carry the themes, are reinforced by the deliberately patterned structure, in which parallels and echoes abound. There is so much going on in every scene, you'll need to watch the film several times to get the most out of it. With so many stories, there are many characters, but they are not difficult to keep track of. Each is sharply characterized, not at least by the excellent acting and the commitment the actors bring to their roles. The large cast ranges from big stars like Sandra Bullock, through independent film favorites like Don Cheadle, to rappers like Ludacris and inexperienced novices like the wonderful Michael Pena. Though this was a small budget production, the average budget for a Hollywood movie in 2004 when this film was made was nearly 64 million USD. In 2006, it was 70 million USD, with another 30 million USD for production and advertising. The Hollywood blockbuster, like Mission Impossible, cost about $500,000 a day to make. Crash had a total budget of 7.5 million USD, with 6.8 million USD available for shooting, which puts it in the tiny budget category. One of the results of this can be seen on screen. Director Paul Haggis says that he uses lots of close-ups because in some scenes there are too few props for wide-angle shots. One last part there is that you have noticed: a persuasive use of bad language. One reason for the R16 certificate. It may be necessary to quote it on some occasions, but you will be advised not to use it in the essays and exam answers if you can avoid it. It is best not to make offending markers unnecessary. Crash tells interlocking stories of white, black, Latino, Korean, Iranian, cops, and criminals, the rich and the poor, the powerful and the powerless, all defined in one way or another by racism. All are victims of it, and all are guilty of it. Sometimes, yes, they rise above it, although it is never that simple. Their negative impulses may be instinctive, the positive impulses may be dangerous, and who knows what the other person is thinking. The result is a movie of intense fascination. We understand quickly enough that who the characters are and what their lives are like, but we have no idea how they will behave, because so much depends on accident. It connects stories based on coincidence, serendipity, and luck, as the lives of the characters crash against one another like pinballs. The movie presumes that most people feel prejudice and resentment against members of the other groups, and observes the consequences of those feelings. One thing that happens again and again is that people's assumptions prevent them from seeing the actual person standing before them. An Iranian is thought to be an Arab, although Iranians are Persian. Both the Iranian and the white wife of the district attorney believe a Mexican-American locksmith is a gang member and a crook. But he is a family man. A black cop is having an affair with his Latino partner, but never gets it straight which country she's from. The cop thinks a light-skinned black woman is white. When a white producer tells a black TV director that a black character doesn't sound black enough, it never occurs to him that the director doesn't sound black either. For that matter, neither do two young black men who dress and act like college students, but they have a surprise for us. A traffic stop shows Dylan's cop as vile and hateful, but later we see him trying to care for his sick father, and we understand why he explodes at the HMO worker, whose race is only an excuse for his anger. He victimizes others by exercising his power, and is impotent when it comes to helping his father. When the plot turns ironically on itself, and both of the cops find themselves in very different ways saving the lives of this very same TV director and his wife. It is just manipulative storytelling? It doesn't feel that way to me because it serves a deeper purpose than mere irony. Haggis is telling parables, in which the characters learn from the lessons they have earned by their behavior. If there is hope in the story, it comes because, as the characters crash into one another, they learn things, mostly about themselves, although almost all of them are still alive at the end, and are better people because of what has happened to them. Not happier, not calmer, not wiser, but better. Then there are those few who killed or got killed. Racism has tragedy built in. Roger Ebert, Chicago Sun-Times.